Welcome back to Geek Show Arcade. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, y'all.
We talk about video games and video game related things and graphics cards, baby.
Baby,
Yeah.
love it.
This is a graphics card heavy show.
Can we talk about my stories first, and then I can zone out for the rest of the show?
No,
Oh,
because you said that.
that
Anyway.
tracks.
Let's introduce our panelists before we start talking about video games and graphics cards. It's Jaren, the Jaren.
Hey, I'm Jaren. I like stuff and games and stuff. You can find me on Blue Sky at Geronius or a Geek Show help desk.
All right, there we go. Underneath him, as always, it's Lando. Always under Jaren.
Always under Jaren. It's Lando.
I like it.
I'm happy to be back. I missed you guys last week. I'm actually going to revisit one of the topics from last week because I feel like I have some interesting discussion points to talk about and bring up. Yeah, that's me. I'm Lando.
I think it fits into one of our stories actually too. So
Nice. Rock on.
Feels weird having him be on topic and contribute.
Engaged in the game
Yeah,
show. I
don't
know,
about
right?
that.
It's
I don't know
crazy.
about that. All right, we got Owen over here.
It could happen.
Hello. Better late than never, but kind of scrambled today. Follow me here. A good chance to catch me because I'm recorded. So you have a good chance there. Always lurking on Blue Sky. Not really, but I pretend to be. And usually watching what our host posts on there. His name's Tony.
Hey, at Quad T on Blue Sky or on other Geek Show podcasts. All right, first off, emails. Have we got any?
yeah, we do. Would you like me to read them?
I would very much like that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to edit this on the fly because he uses some language.
And but he's talking to Tony, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
You can
So-
say the word and make Tony bleep it out later.
I'm not bleeping it
No,
out.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Too much work.
Johnny says, "Holy Tony, I love you to death."
Did you just bleep out the word shit? Is that what happened?
Shnikes.
Hey, language. But why did you
apologize.
undersell the Steam Deck to Jay on the main Geek Show feed?
Oh, guess what? I have notes because I saw this come in earlier. Let me tell you, I didn't undersell it. I sold it exactly how it deserved to be sold.
I may disagree. Go.
How did you sell it? Do you have a clip?
How was it? Yeah, how
Did you
was
come
it
prepared?
sold?
I told him it's a great option if you have most of your games in the Steam library.
That's a
And
true statement right there.
And to get the OLED version. That's what
Yeah.
I said.
That tracks.
And then
Yeah, I totally agree.
I know. That's what I mean. And then I told him so basically it amounts to it being great for certain use cases, but not for others.
Hey,
The others would be,
Anything else?
the others would be specifically if it's a brand new graphically intensive game, it's not going to run good on
Hey!
Steam Deck.
no, I agree with that too. Dang it.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop making Jaren agree. It's hurtful.
And I didn't push it much harder than that because also he said he was looking for something with PS4 graphics on the go. That's not the Steam Deck.
Would you say that's more of the ally?
Even the Ally, I would say, doesn't quite hit PS4 level.
I disagree
graphics.
with you.
It
It is PS4 graphics on the go. It's slightly
But-
slightly lower, but you can play
It's as close as you
any
can get, maybe.
PS4 game from that generation on the Steam Deck just fine.
Yeah. The other thing is he said he wanted to be able to plug it into a TV and use it like that. And
Get a Switch.
I would, well, and he said he doesn't want to play any more Switch games. And so, but for that aspect, the Steam Deck is not a very good choice because
No, it's better than the frickin' Asus ROG Ally because the Steam Deck has the interface.
yeah, but you have more juice on the Ally.
Yeah, but you're not going to want to do anything once you plug it into the TV. It's a Windows interface. Steam Deck.
Yeah, the big screen stuff's
For
great. I plug
sure.
my computer in my TV and do big screen all the time. Great.
Disagree. I think an Ally would be a better choice if you're going to plug it
No,
in.
no.
But
If
either one of them aren't
is
very
he
good
technically
choices.
savvy?
Yeah, he does all right. I would say
Does all right, then I would do a Steam Deck.
I would say he's fine. He can run a Windows PC just fine. So,
Well, anyone can, but on a handheld, it's a pain in the butt.
What
that's
about
the other.
could you
That's
just
the other
attach a
thing.
mouse to it?
That's the other thing is, I don't recommend either of them because you have to also buy extra accessories now to play it on the
Peripherals.
TV.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's like
That's true
eh.
with any of them.
So
Can you
there you go.
Can you
That's
control
why
the Can you
I-
control the mouse and whatever with a controller if you do Bluetooth? If you put it into gamepad mode or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you use the right interface choice. But anyway, so there you go. The Steam Deck's a great choice as long as you have most of your stuff in Steam, I think. But
Johnny must like
I
Steam
think
Deck
he's
a
a
lot.
big Steam Deck fan.
Like-
That's fine.
But you can play your Steam OS games and Game Pass easily on
And that's the other thing.
on
and
the
that's- and that-
on the ROG Ally
That
or
was
on
what I
these
made
Windows
clear.
handhelds.
Yeah, that's what I made clear as well. If you have games in other ecosystems, the Ally is the way to go
Because of their
Because-
launchers, right?
because of
I would still choose a Steam Deck and just not play those other games.
I
Well,
would use. A
I
Steam
feel like
Deck,
you're
make a
just trying to
Steam
get on
Deck.
Johnny's.
What I do.
I feel like you're trying to get on Johnny's
He's
good
being
side, Jaron.
contrarian here.
No, like if I had to buy an Ally or a Steam Deck and money were no object, I would buy a Steam Deck. It's just the better device.
Do you play on your Steam Deck all the time, or your
Um,
ROG?
You play
or
on your Ally X more than you do your Steam Deck. You
No,
told
that's,
me.
that's not true.
Jaron is.
I-
We're being
I switched
gaslit right now.
No, I switch between the devices because the OLED screen is just amazing and the interface and it's just easier on the Steam Deck. Plus,
But what
it
about the
actually goes to
shaders?
sleep, unlike the Ally.
Yeah,
what
that's
about all
true.
the shaders?
Yeah, Steam is
What about the
better.
ray
Steam Deck's better
tracing?
for
Better
that.
on, that part's
Oh.
better on the Steam Deck. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, there you go. That was, I guess, if you call that underselling, then I undersold it because that's my opinion on it. So, meh.
Suck it, Trebek.
Any other emails?
Nope.
All right. Well, speaking of PlayStation ports on PC, let's talk about Spider-Man 2. It came out last week, and I already warned everyone on Geekshow on Saturday, don't buy it yet, because on PC
It's got to be good.
it has big problems on the PC release.
Oh,
They've already released a couple of hot fixes to try and address it, and apparently I don't know if that's helping as much as they would want it to.
who did the
But-
port?
Nixis, yeah.
What?
That's what doesn't really make any sense.
What did Sony do to my boy?
I don't know, but yeah, it's not good right now. I would say it's a pretty fair statement to say it's the worst port Nixis has done, and that's saying a little bit since they also had another really bad port back in the day with the first Horizon game, Horizon Zero Dawn. But they patched that up, and it runs great now. So they will do the same, I'm sure, with Spider-Man 2.
They
But-
didn't do Horizon Zero Dawn initially.
They
they
did.
came in and fixed it afterwards.
Oh, they ones that fixed it afterwards?
yeah,
Okay.
they did.
Darn.
Either
then
way, they'll fix it.
This might be their only one that they've kind of dropped the ball on. But if you want proof, there is a article I linked here too from IGN that talks about it. The tagline under the title says to say this is rough is an understatement. And you can also see a preview of what Digital Foundry thinks of it in this week's Digital Foundry Direct, where they played it for a little bit before the weekend hit, and then they're going to do their full review on it this week. And it just runs like crap, even on super
Poo-poo.
high-end machines. So
So the 5090 won't make it better.
no, one of them.
Interesting.
They tested it on a 5080 and a 4090, I believe, and both of them had issues. And at 9800X3D as well, best gaming CPU on the market, and it still had issues. So it's not hardware doesn't matter on this. It's problems with the game itself that need to be fixed. So that being the case, wait for it to get patched. Give it a couple months, and I'm sure it'll be great because Nixis, up till this point, has never let us down as far as PC versions of PlayStation games go. So they just somehow missed the boat on this one at launch. All right. Speaking of more sadness, the 5090 launch.
What a
Holy
disaster.
cow!
Oh my
So I
gosh.
woke up
Are you guys,
at
hold on, stop. If this is going to be a big boob fest about how you guys haven't got one yet, can we just like skip
It's
and move
actually
on?
not. It's actually not. That is that. It is that. But also, we
There's
need to talk
definitely
about
some
how
of that in there.
horrible
Yep.
this launch has been.
I woke up at
Knowing-
6:30. I had 3 machines right at 7. Tried to get me a 5090.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh. What is happening
Nope.
now?
Nope. It was a toilet paper launch. It sucked. Nvidia,
But
you should
it's
be
not-
ashamed.
it's the
You
bots,
have launched
right?
GPUs for multiple generations, for decades.
What's a toilet paper launch? Like it doesn't hold any weight.
Well,
Falls
there's
to the tissue.
it
Leaves
was a
skid
paper,
marks.
Paper launch is the real
Oh.
term. Jaren spiced it up with toilet.
Yes, because it's even worse than a paper launch.
Oh.
How? Just wait a month until you actually have stock, then launch the freaking cards. Instead, scalpers, they come in,
It
get
would've
all
done
the
same thing
stock.
in a month.
But the,
Do you think they walk the balance of having to keep like they
Well,
should be in
here's-
pre-production, right? They should have stockpiles of them before the launch.
You
But
would
in order to keep it a secret and make it so that the specs don't leak out somehow, they can't start production until after the launch.
The specs leaked out months before.
Yeah. So
So it
what's the
didn't matter.
point of waiting and not having a big
I don't think
stockpile?
I don't think a month would have made a difference. I think that these GPUs
okay, 3 months, whatever
are
it takes.
hard to manufacture.
I think they're getting a lot of waste on the chips,
Okay,
right?
so then
Yeah.
you wait until
Yeah.
you get stock.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing, but here's how bad it was. Not just for us, and our personal experiences with it, but Gamers Nexus did a video about it, researching into how many actual units different vendors got, and PC builders, like PC
because
building companies.
that's reported. Like how many units
They-
Best Buy got, and
Yeah, so they can
Oh.
they have sources that can give them this information, and this one leaked on Reddit as well. This next bit of information that I saw the day before, so the 29th. Micro Center is a huge
yeah.
PC. What do you call it? PC components seller, big
Yeah.
store. There's I want
A
to
lot
say
of buying
close-
power.
I want to say close to 20 or more of these stores across the country.
So they should have
in-
had.
in
They should have
massive-
given tons of
on-
stock.
Only in big urban areas, well, so around high population density areas. And for the entire country, they got 199 5090s
Wow.
for the whole country. Not just for one store, for all the stores.
So they made like 3,000 for the entire world.
That's what it's looking like, because he also talked to some of his sources from places. He didn't say specifically which builders, but I mean he hinted that it was
So
people
what
like
you're telling me, Jaren,
iBuyPower
is
and
you did not have a fun time playing the Get the GPU game.
no.
No.
Not a fun game.
Do you think
Would not
they did
recommend.
that? Do you think they did that because they put all their chips that actually made it into the server side, into the Blackwell
There's
stuff
some speculation
online?
there. They make a lot
Like,
more
that's-
money selling those. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the whole AI. How did he phrase it? AI helped or GeForce helped build AI.
And
Now
then AIs.
AI is helping build GeForce, so I
Yeah.
feel like that might not have been exactly accurate because now
maybe
AI
help
stole
design, but
yeah,
not-
now
it's
AI
definitely
stole
not-
all the hardware.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would venture a guess, and this is just a guess, but I would say there was probably less than 5,000 cards worldwide available on launch, including
Holy cow.
builders, retail, all of that. So
Review
So-
units and everything.
yeah,
So what you're telling me is you would rather wait, Jared. I'm talking to Jared now. 3 months till there's, or 5 months, or 6 months, or a year until there's enough stock to have a smooth rollout, or have the chance of getting one sooner and having to play the get the GPU game.
I feel like desperation. They love the desperation driving the price up, though. Like, right? Like they knew
but they don't get
that
any more out of the
they,
price.
They knew that they would be sold out and people would be pining for them now. They want them. They're going to stay in the newsfeed. They're going to stay. Bots are going to keep checking for them. They're going to come up in search results now. Nvidia's going to be scraped, and people are talking about it because they haven't got their 5090 yet. Like there's a marketing play there.
the other option, not option, I should say, the other speculation is that they wanted to launch and have basically evidence that they launched at the price they said they would launch at before the tariffs hit, and then the
race
tariffs
the
will hit, and
tariffs.
prices will go up,
And
and
they'll
they'll say,
blame-
well, I mean, we launched at this price, but it's higher now because of the tariffs.
and then there
Sorry.
could be anything going on back there. It could be any price.
Well,
plus
yeah,
tariffs.
technically, yeah, but I don't think that they would do that. I think they're already
You don't think they would do
No,
that?
they're already
hey-
selling at a good profit margin.
Yeah, but if they could make more profit, they will.
But
It's like- Shrinkflation.
Search
have
your
you seen
soul,
that?
Tony. You know
Have
I'm
Have
right.
you, have you seen that where
They're
is
a
it
public company.
shrinkflation?
They have to.
Is it shrinkflation where they started putting fewer chips in the bags?
yeah,
and
charging more for fewer chips.
charging. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they could, but their margins are already high enough on their higher end cards that like it would mean less goodwill, which could possibly mean selling less units.
Only if they
If
get
it
caught.
was if
If
it
they-
was obvious that they
if-
inflated the price
way.
aside from the tariffs as well.
It's the same reason why people are still buying Teslas, though.
It's a gamble,
That
you know.
it's not goodwill. It's a better electric vehicle. Like it's the top GPU. Whether you disagree with how they're making the money, you're still going to buy it from them. There's no competitor.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Okay, next story.
So we'll see, and you can tell because you know what the tariffs are. If it's
That's
more
true.
than it's if it's and that's
True.
that's the part you guys aren't thinking about. Like we know the tariffs from China
No,
are 10%.
no, not necessarily, Tony, because you're assuming that's like you're only like it could be 20 or it could be the tariff for multiple components, different parts, or the people to make like not the people, but
No,
like the
you're
components to the
manufacturing.
automations. Like
There's
there's all
not-
kinds of ways you could hide that behind.
Can't
it
do
besides
that
just 20%.
because
Yeah, you can.
They go to China. All the parts end up in China to be built and sent to the U.S. And the U.S. can't tariff something going from Taiwan to China.
Yeah.
So
It
you're
comes
saying
over as
that
a
all the
fully-
assembly is happening in China, and only the
It
final
does.
product comes to the U.S.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's
Okay.
a 10% tariff. That's
And
it.
Nvidia, it blows my mind. Nvidia is a U.S. company, but I mean, I guess the
Apple's the same
manufacturing.
way.
Yeah, I know they're going to
Everything
face the
Apple
same.
manufactures is in China.
Are we looking at a 25% or 20% tariff on that too for Apple products then?
Oh,
yeah.
everything.
Everything,
man.
right? All electronics are manufactured or assembled and manufactured over there. Ugh.
That's why I bought another solid state drive this week.
Yeah,
So
I just
was
don't know
like-
that the market can bear it. They're like, well, then they just need to move their companies over to the U.S. and there's no infrastructure for that.
And that's the stupid thing about these tariffs is on stuff like electronics, computer chips, and things like that. There's a lot of several facilities being built out in the U.S. right now to handle this.
But
kind
they're
of
years
stuff,
away.
But they're years away from being able to.
Yeah, but we don't
produce
pay
stuff.
the tariffs, Tony. The countries do.
Right, that's what they want you to think until you put the item in your cart and you realize, oh, this is
Oh,
more than
crap.
it should
I
be.
get it. They're trying to motivate people to they're trying to get people enraged enough to start their own companies over here and do it over here. But
I mean, who knows what they're trying to do? But you've seen this. You've seen the Ferris Bueller's Day Off
Mhm.
scene about talking about tariffs. Now whatever. Next.
Anyway, but yeah, so paper launch on the 5090,
Toilet
pretty
paper launch.
lame. 5080 reviews came in, and they're
Are they more
mixed.
available?
There are a lot more 5080s available, like
So just
like
buy one of
orders
those guys.
magnitude
Yeah,
more.
but buy two of those instead of one 5090.
Doesn't work that way.
That sounds like a
not?
lot more 80s and 50s.
That's like
Double
And it's better than
trouble.
what you have now. More
Why
frames.
don't you just get
no,
just
it's
do
not
it,
better than
it's
what we
not
have
better
now.
than what I have right now.
dude? Just do an SLI
That's the
bridge or
problem.
What do
That's
you
whatever.
why-
mean it's not better? The number's bigger.
That's why came out to mixed reviews. The 5080 is not better than the 4090. The 4090 is more powerful on pretty much every front except for it can't do multi-frame generation.
So
you go.
oh, okay,
That's
what's the hardware difference between the 4090 and the 5080? Is it just more of the cores of the
There's actually less cores.
So less
So-
cores but same performance. Is this the one that's only $500?
No, this is 1,000.
Oh, okay.
And this is where Nvidia's running into problems with selling these cards, or I should say, with the goodwill of the internet anyway. With these cards, is the statement that Jensen made in the rollout. This 5070 would perform the same as a 4090
We
For
got
$500.
for
And the-
for $500.
550.
And the problem with that is it only applies if you're using
using
multi-frame
Word.
generation,
Oh.
right?
Sounds great.
But
No problems.
that's only in certain games.
You guys love the DLSS.
We do.
Jared talks about it all the time.
But
How
the
cool
problem
it is.
the problem is it's not in every game. And so if you were to take a game that doesn't have it and then run the cards head to head, the 4090 is going to destroy the 50.
Doesn't the
Oh, right.
4090 put it in the games that doesn't have it? Or the 5070 or whatever? Gosh, damn number
So
it
the
is?
so basically the 5000 series, they cut back on hardware because AI was supposed to take over that.
Well,
and so
they-
like
they
the
didn't-
AI was
They
I
didn't
wouldn't
cut
say
back
they
on
cut
hardware.
back because there are more CUDA cores on a 5080 versus a 4080, right? But
Okay.
not versus
Barely.
a 4090.
Barely.
Yeah, it's barely. First of all,
Why would you buy a
And-
5080 then if a 4090 overperforms it? Because
exactly. That's why
you-
people are pissed.
So you're assuming in the future DLSS frame gen
We'll make
will
up the
be
difference.
more prevalent.
Exactly.
You're banking on a future idea that frame gen will be more supported in the
Well,
Yep.
it's and the
It's-
5080 is still a powerful video card.
Oh,
Like,
it is.
Don't get
I
me
would
wrong,
say
right?
if you have a 4090 or I would say even a 4080 Super, it's probably not worth upgrading at this point.
right.
But if you go lower than that, then you'll get some good performance out of it if you want to throw down $1,000.
What
And
about head
that's
to head?
the-
What about head to head with frame gen? Like, so if it does support frame gen, does the 5080 beat the 4090?
No, like because both of those support regular frame gen, right?
Right.
But if
But
you
I'm talking
throw
about
if you throw in multi-frame gen, then yeah, the
Multi-frame gen,
5080
yeah.
will have more frames per second than the 4090.
I see.
And-
More frames, more fun. Let's go.
Frame gen is good, but it doesn't replace base performance. You need
Right.
a good base performance for frame gen to be okay.
Frame
Right.
gen is the cherry on top.
But
is how
but,
it should
but
be
the
looked at.
5080
It's
base
supposed to make
performance
it-
is still pretty good, right?
Not compared to the 4090.
Yeah.
How much
that's
is the
what
price
trade-off
difference?
is.
How much am I paying for a 4090 versus a 5080?
Well, if you can find a 4090, you'd be lucky to find it for 15 or 1600.
What do you mean lucky to find? They not have stock of that thing either?
No, they've all sold out.
Really?
And they're not selling that model
And they're not
anymore,
making
right?
them anymore.
Yeah.
Or at
They're
least
not even making them
or
anymore?
at least they've really slowed down production.
What is happening? I don't understand this market at all. No wonder it sucks. Makes no freaking sense.
Now you're getting it.
Why make old stuff when you can get people to buy new stuff? They're just taking a page
Exactly.
out of Apple's book, bud.
Yeah, but Apple still makes older stuff for a while and supports it for a while.
they just
do.
make more.
This is
No,
true.
they just have more stock because they plan for a good launch.
That's also true. These are
So-
both. These are
Yeah,
both.
I don't know what's
accurate
going on in
statements.
NVIDIA, and I'm glad I don't buy the game because it sounds like it sucks.
And that's the thing. This round it has. So the 5080, everyone is just calling it basically the 4080 Super. Not even really like a gen on gen update. There are a few cards out there that if you get a nice one that can overclock well, it will match the 4090 in raw performance with
on, I have
the
another-
hefty
I have-
overclock
I-
applied.
I have another scenario. What if I buy a used 50 or 4090 from like someone like you, Tony, for cheaper than the 5080?
That's a better deal in my opinion. Hands
Yeah,
down.
well,
What's
let's just do
the set?
that.
What's the secondary market for
Good luck
4090s
finding
right
a
now?
4090 used for less than
Especially,
1500 bucks though.
especially now, right?
How much
Especially
you buy
after,
it for?
especially after this
16?
launch.
And they're selling for 15?
Yeah.
Why has
easy.
NVIDIA stopped making these things cost up? Like, they should just make more.
More numbers go
Don't
faster.
Don't look for logic where logic cannot be found.
I don't know why you guys like NVIDIA. It sounds like they're just a terrible company, only in making profits.
They have bungled this 5000 series launch pretty hard so far. So yeah, there you go. There's lots of different reviews you can go read or watch about the 5080 and see what we're talking about here. But
I want you guys to know that I'm engaged. I'm trying to figure this crap out. It blows me away.
okay,
Just want to go on record saying that. That's all.
You can buy
Usually
30
I zone out like Jaron has for the last 10 minutes. And this is
There's
Jaron's
on-
thing.
on eBay. You can buy 30
What?
NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 24 gigs for $118,500.
what?
30 units.
Oh, for 30 units.
30 4090s, and it says from China. So
Yep.
Nice.
All right. In other gaming news, we got some good video game news right here for PlayStation and GOG. Tell us about the PlayStation news, Jaron.
Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PS5. Never thought I'd see the day. This is, in my opinion, Microsoft's crown jewel for the Xbox.
Yep.
It has been their most consistent, best franchise. So with that, All the dominoes are starting to fall.
See, and you make
Well,
it
I
sound
think-
like it's a bad thing. I think this is great.
I think this is a great thing. So last week on the show, Jaren's like, I don't know what Xbox's strategy is. It makes no freaking sense. And like, this
Nobody
is their
does.
strategy. The games are their strategy. I don't think the
Uh-huh.
platform and the console matters for Xbox anymore.
Yeah,
And I
actually,
think,
a
I think
Patreon or
Xbox's
me-
strategy is I'm talking. Xbox's strategy is everything's an Xbox, right? My TV's an Xbox, my Switch is an Xbox, my PS5's an Xbox. Like they're in for making
So
games.
Game Pass is the future.
The Netflix of games is Game Pass. That's their strategy.
yeah, someone
ahead, Jared.
on Discord asked me. I can't remember who it was. Argo Spartan. Asked me what my deal was with this, and let me clarify my stance. Like, I don't care if the games show up on other platforms. It doesn't affect me, obviously. What bothers me is the diehard Xbox fans who, well, maybe not even diehard Xbox fans. The people who could only afford one console like 3 or 4 years ago, and they were trying to decide between Xbox and PS5. They bought an Xbox. That's the only console they could get because, I like Xbox games. Well, too bad. PS5 was obviously the better choice because all games will be on PS5, which is awesome for PS5 users. But for people who could only buy the one console, to me, it's kind of a letdown. It's like they changed strategy mid-console generation.
But here's
What do you mean
here's where
mid-console generation?
Hang
The
on,
Xbox
hang on.
newest Xbox console generation's been out for a while now.
hang on a sec. Here's where your logic falls apart, though, Jaron.
Yeah.
The people that bought the Xbox still have all of those games that they wanted to play that they like the Xbox for.
They do, but
it's
if
not
you're
like
making
they're
a
getting-
choice between the two and like, which has the best exclusive games?
And if they
It
chose
wasn't
Xbox, if they
And,
chose
that-
Xbox for that, then that's what they chose Xbox for, and they haven't lost anything.
No, but they also didn't gain what they could have had if they chose the PS5.
But your argument is moot because
No,
they
it's
got
not.
what they wanted.
No,
I
because
just
they
had to
could
wait.
have got more games on the PS5.
I just
And
had to.
you're
I
saying
just have to
people
wait
can't
around like a
switch?
pleb. I just have to wait around
But-
like a pleb and wait for capitalism to do its thing, and they have to realize, we should eventually just port this over so that we can sell it
Here's-
to these
Well,
guys.
and here's the other factor
Companies
too. Is,
change all the time. That's fine. It's going to happen.
yeah, things are going to change, and the other piece of it too is, would you have rather had them do this at the beginning of the generation? I mean, that's
If
just going
this-
to make a lot of
yeah.
people mad at the beginning of the generation.
No, actually, I would, because then people would know going in what they're going to choose.
Why would a company say, "Here's our hardware launch. Okay, by the way, all of our exclusives are going to be on that platform too."
Okay, so then
don't
what's the point of
bother-
the hardware?
That's exactly
that's
they-
That's
Exactly
exactly
the
what
point.
I want to know.
They
There isn't
decided-
anymore.
They decided over the last 2 years that this is
Okay,
the
if-
direction they're going to go.
If they're going to pull a Sega, that's fine, but don't pretend like the hardware is still important when it's not. That's
I
I
don't
want to know
think
what
they're
their strategy
pretending
is with the
that.
hardware.
No one's pretending that anymore, Jaren. Xbox, they're not. I mean, I would be surprised if we see another Xbox console.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Their
we're
executives have
definitely
said
gonna get
our
at
next
least the
Xbox is
one.
going to be the most powerful one ever.
Yeah.
But like, who
and they're
cares
working on a
if?
handheld.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
I agree.
Here's where
I wanna buy it.
here's where their silver bullet is for that Game Pass.
Mm.
You want access to 200 games day one, whatever, all the new games day one. You're going to buy an Xbox piece of hardware, and you're going to sign up for Game Pass for $20 a month or whatever, and you're going to have all of that. You're not going to get that with the PlayStation. You get the PlayStation
they have
exclusives.
their own.
You'll get the
They have
PlayStation
their own
exclusives,
version of.
but it doesn't have the Xbox games.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying. Like, that will be their hook. And if that's not enough of a hook for some people, then it just isn't enough of a hook for some people.
So here's what I know about Xbox. I do have a little bit of insider knowledge here. I happen to know that Microsoft actually loses money on every Xbox they sell. They don't sell Xboxes to make money,
that's not insider knowledge. It's
Yeah, that's been pretty
Sure.
common knowledge since the original Xbox.
right? But I think that's still the case. That's going
Yeah,
to be the case for a
absolutely.
while.
For
so
sure.
if they're going to release their console, fine. But I would not be surprised if it's the last one.
Yeah, because would
because-
you say that Xbox has served it's served its purpose of getting Game Pass mainstream, being
Yeah.
it's maybe the console served its purpose now, and since they lose money on it, its purpose was always to get the platform out there to become the Netflix of games, and
We're definitely in speculation territory right now as far as
That's
the
where
next
we
Xbox goes.
That's where we
Uh,
eat.
Actually, we're not in speculation territory. They have confirmed they are doing at least one more Xbox generation. But one thing that was interesting that was brought up in the Digital Foundry Direct this week was, what if they take a different approach to hardware and they start making a hardware generation, or each new generation isn't trying to hit that $500 mark. They're making boxes that are much more powerful, knowing that it's going to be more money, and just say, look, you can play our games on any platform you want, but if you want the best hardware and you're willing to pay for it, this is the box that's going to be.
I'm waiting for them
And
to
it'll
do
be
an
$1,000
expansion
box.
I'm waiting for them to do an expansion slot where you could put in your own GPU.
Yeah.
Right? Like if
luck
they're
with
just like,
that.
look, here's where you can slot in your own NVIDIA card, and you've got
If
the
you can get it.
console and the power now.
Bam, you got a PC.
That's right.
Yeah.
You might just buy PC.
Yeah, but you've got an Xbox. It's running Xbox OS, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? It's all fluid. That's why it's like, well, I mean, you can be mad about what's going on here, but I don't even think Xbox was really planning on doing this until like 2 years ago. So
Yeah, true. Game
they already
Pass
had the
took
hardware
off.
out.
Yeah.
See, I want them to choose a lane. Be Sega, get out of the hardware business, but don't pretend like you're still interested in hardware when they're not. You know,
Why does it
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah, why does
who's
that
gonna
bother you?
who's gonna buy a $1,000 Xbox that doesn't get all the games?
Who
Why
says
does
it's
that
gonna be
Get a
bother you?
PC instead.
When you
But
and
they're
you can
gonna-
get a PC for $1,000, right?
Well,
Yeah,
man,
a good one.
rumors.
Yeah.
Even a
Rumors.
laptop with a screen built in, right?
What if the
Rumors
next
are that-
Xbox like $200, Jaron? And it's just it's a streaming device for Game Pass.
Ugh.
Uh,
Streaming.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like
yucky.
you don't know.
They already have that though with the Fire TV stick. There's an
Yeah.
Xbox app you can stream with it.
I think on Samsung
you can do it to a
TVs as
browser,
well.
right? But my point remains, maybe they're gonna that's their play.
It's
It's
It's in,
possible.
If
it's
that's
in
it, that's
beta
fine.
still, right?
Yeah.
That app is still in beta, right? The Xbox
Browser.
remote or whatever they
Yeah.
call that one.
But then you look
It-
at the other rumor that is going around that says that they want, and well, they've teased it as well, they want possibly other storefronts to be available on the Xbox. So maybe the future is just a PC style Xbox with a really dumbed down version of Windows that has an Xbox skin on it, and you can put Steam, Epic Game Store, GOG on there, and
I
it'll
wonder
just
if
play
the
PC games.
I wonder if
Who
the
knows?
Xbox brand can carry that, like, because they built the brand. You could say, oh, you're getting an Xbox, but now it's just like you said, just a
PC.
launcher.
Yeah.
It's a multi-launcher.
That brand hasn't been good since the 360, honestly.
But everybody knows it's Xbox versus PlayStation, right?
Oh
Like,
man, speaking
Yeah,
of
and
that,
then everyone thinks, oh, I'll get a PlayStation because Xbox sucks.
True, but you know the name. The brand is powerful. Whether it's famous or infamous,
Yeah.
you know the name.
I found this Reddit subreddit the other day that is all about old internet culture stuff. Did you guys watch that video I posted in Slack?
The one
It
about the
was-
nostalgias.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
it's
still on my list. I need to
It's
watch
like
it.
an 11-minute video of these group of friends, probably 5 or 6 guys, and what it was like getting Halo 3 on launch night and playing through the campaign all night
Oh
together.
yeah, okay, that's
And
what,
going to the
that's-
store with the crowds and beforehand picking up all your junk food and setting the TVs up across from each other opposite so you can play. Oh man, I watched that and I'm just like, that doesn't happen anymore.
No,
You know,
it's all
kids these
Yeah.
days and young adults, they don't have there's not an experience like this in video games anymore for people.
like a launch, like waiting in
A
line.
launch
The
event,
launch.
you
Yeah,
know? Very, very rarely does it happen, and if it does happen,
let's just all watch somebody on Twitch.
exactly.
Or like a
everyone just
low,
goes
like
back to their-
together, together but apart.
exactly.
you know?
Everyone picks up their disc, or I should say their code. Not even a disc anymore. A lot of the
I'll
time.
see you at home. I'm gonna go get online. I'll see you. I'll be
I'll
at
see
home.
you- Yep.
I'll see you
exactly.
online.
It's not together. You don't buy a whole bunch of junk food and just hang out
Yeah.
all night playing with your buddies.
Do you remember how good the graphics were on Halo 3? And you were just like, whoa,
Blew
like
my
it.
mind at the time.
And you were like the person next to you, just like you had. There's an energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It also made me sad for the state that Bungie's in now.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Man, they were just.
Are they still
kings of
doing
everything
Destiny?
at the time.
What is Bungie doing now? Destiny 2
Yeah, they're still
or
doing Destiny 2 stuff.
People still play that game?
All right. Did you cover your console wars discussion aspect Lando, or is there more you wanted
Maybe
to hit on?
this article is worth including in show notes. There's an article here by a writer at Kotat.
Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Yeah, I have a hard time saying it.
It's probably because
Basically,
you
the
have
whole
the
point of
text
the
in bold like an idiot.
give you the Cliff Notes version is the point he's trying to claim is the console wars are over and nobody really won, right? Nintendo's moved on, right? They haven't competed in the console wars as far as like trying to keep up with hardware.
Do they
Yeah.
need to?
No, they don't. That's
They
the whole
don't,
point.
and that's the point. Is they haven't. The last time they put a really they kind of tried was the Wii U. And even then, it was not a great effort, right? But
Yeah,
ever,
I
ever
wouldn't
since
even-
then,
I don't even think I'd agree with that. I would say the last time they really tried was the GameCube.
yeah.
They had the GameCube, and then the Wii came out, and it was all about look at the different interface of the way
Yeah.
you interface with the game, not
And
about
to
the
be
graphics.
fair, it depends on how. And
To
the other
be
thing, the other
fair.
interesting thing about the quote unquote console wars is right. How do you define a winner? Right? Is it based on performance or is it based on sales? Right? And if
Right.
you do that, the Wii freaking
Same with
blew it out of
the
the
Wii-
water.
but the
Same with
Wii-
the Switch, right?
The
Yeah.
Switch wasn't in it though. Like they haven't. How many generations have gone by on other consoles with the Switch just?
Well, and
Well,
that's hard to say too, right?
because Switch
They
launched
straddle generations.
Yeah, they launch halfway through the other generations, so it straddles. But it was confirmed this week that the Switch has sold over 150 million units.
And
Which is
still
just-
selling, by the way. Just the Switch is still selling.
Yep.
And they gave it an OLED screen, and people like Jaren just gobbled it up.
I never bought it.
I
You
did.
never bought the Switch. People
Tony
like
did.
Tony.
So,
People like
like
Tony.
Yeah, and so Sony is left basically fighting nobody is the kind of the point the
Yeah.
article makes because Xbox, as we've talked about in depth here, has kind of given up on the console. Right? They're going to have another console, sure, but like they've
They're-
given up and
They're
everything's
moving in a
Xbox
different
now.
Direction. Yeah.
Different direction, right? So the console wars, as we once know them, especially like I remember in junior high school,
More
when
nostalgia. Here we go.
the GameCube days, like Tony would say, like there was some heated
man.
discussions about which console's better, blah blah blah,
Yep.
right? Those days have fizzled out and
Mhm.
kind of just ended with a bloop.
Yeah.
It's kind of the point the article makes.
Which I'm okay with because I've always liked cross-platform play, and the fact that we found out it wasn't as hard as they always told you it was.
Yeah.
You know, kind of took the magic or maybe took the fight out of the console wars because people are just like, oh,
Well, and that used to be a big factor. Well, you're like, I kind of want a PlayStation, but all my friends are on Xbox,
Mhm.
and if I want to play Call of Duty with my buddies, got to get an Xbox.
yep.
Not anymore.
This new generation of kids playing, I hear them say, "Well, you're on controller versus keyboard. That's the new
the
new
new
war is whether or not you're playing keyboard or
That's
controller." So
Yeah.
Well, and they've
Anyway, it's
even
an interesting
muddied-
article. I encourage you to go read it, check it out. But yeah, the basic point is like, yeah, console wars. Like, and Forza going over to PS5 is
PlayStation.
just more evidence of this. That like, which is good. I've always hated console exclusive. I think that's just been good for
driving
corporations, bad for consumers.
Yep, I would agree. I think that it's going to be a long time, if ever, because Sony's pretty stubborn, that we'll see Sony games on Xbox hardware, other than for whatever reason
MLB,
MLB
the show.
And I think that has to do more of the MLB contract side of things than it does
Probably.
with
They
Sony.
forced it.
Yeah.
I'd like to issue a correction from the last episode for something that I said, which was wrong.
Nice.
Am I
I
recording this?
believe
Oh, I am. Okay.
I
I
believe that
appreciate your integrity.
I believe I said that Team Ninja created Hellblade. It was Ninja Theory that created Hellblade. Team Ninja is the Neo people.
Oh, okay. I was a little
Yeah.
confused. I was like, why in the world is Ninja Theory doing a
Yeah, I was
Ninja
wrong.
Gaiden
I
game?
got the ninjas mixed up in the studios.
Yeah. Yep. All good. If I'm gonna put a plug for a Ninja Theory game,
Did anybody write you
Enslaved.
about it? Did somebody write in to correct you, or is this a
No,
self-correction?
I self-correction. I realized it on my own.
Just let it lie, my guy.
No, I don't want people thinking that I give out false facts. You know.
info.
I
Did you guys ever
mean,
play Enslaved Odyssey to the West?
Oh yeah,
From Ninja Theory.
that was a good game.
Underrated. That was a really good game. Highly You can find that on sale now for like $3 a couple times a year. $3 or $4. I highly
Enslaved.
recommend
What?
Odyssey to the West.
Hmm.
Really cool game. Andy Serkis voices and mocaps one of the main characters. It's
I love Andy Serkis. He's
Yeah,
the guy that did Gollum, right?
yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. More good news for Capcom fans and GOG.
Dino Crisis
Yeah,
coming to GOG, the original, which
Is
is
this
cool.
part of their? Is this part of their archivist type thing?
preservation
Yeah.
thing.
This
Preservation.
is their good old games preservation initiative. And they're actually putting in some decent amount of work to get some of these games up and going. I wouldn't say it's as deep as like a Night Dive port
Right.
or anything like that, but slightly below that on some of these. It's pretty cool what they're doing.
I'm probably gonna have to pick this one up because those were probably the only Capcom games I cared about in the PlayStation generation that I did.
There's two, right?
Yeah,
There's two of them. Yeah.
I played all the Resident Evils, and I was never really a Mega Man guy or a Street Fighter guy, but
I love Mega Man.
the Dino Crisis stuff, I was like, I want to play that, and I never got around to it. But very cool. I love GOG, that kind of stuff that they do. All right, last but not least, I finished. We could do a little bit of what we're playing. I finished Jedi Survivor last week, and did you ever finish that one, Jaron? I can't remember.
No, because it made me physically ill playing it.
Yeah, you should pull it out and give it a try again with the 9800 X3D. I don't think you'll have any issues. It actually helps enough that it's not too bad. But that being said, there are some areas in this game, on the PC specifically, not on consoles, that will completely just crash if you have ray tracing enabled. And it's absurd. This game would be so good if it didn't suck so bad, is what it boils down to. Because from a gameplay and a storytelling, narrative, motion capture, voice acting, all that, it is top tier. It is really good. But man, it just runs so bad on PC that it is a freaking shame. So, will I play the third one? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Because I got to know how the story ends. They said it's going to be a trilogy, but I really, just for the love, Respawn, come on. Make a good version for the PC on the next Jedi game. So,
Not gonna happen.
a guy can dream, right? I give it a 7 out of 10 because of the technical issues. If it weren't for the technical issues, it'd be a 9 out of 10.
Could you play but it works good on console?
Yeah, play on
Just-
console. That's my
so-
recommendation.
So Jared, would this be something where you would maybe buy a console because you love them so much? Like you love the game franchise so much? Would you think about,
I already have all the consoles.
did you play this on console then?
No, I refuse to.
You won't support that.
I refuse to bring myself that low. Just
But you
kidding.
love
I don't want to buy it again, and it's best on PlayStation apparently, and I don't know. Plus, I don't want to put another 10 hours into it because I'm 10 hours into the game.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, but it's playable.
Yeah, give me 10 hours.
Completion
You
time
played
on
10
mine was
You played 10 hours of an
27, so
unplayable game?
You're probably a third of the way through.
Yeah, probably.
So I wish
Is
there
that
was.
is that Tony completion with all the side quests, or is
I
that
did a
Jared
lot.
completion where you play till the last 5 minutes and then quit?
No, it was.
That's me actually.
I didn't do all the side quests because, and this was the one criticism I have of this game is I wish there was more to do with your character. All you have basically to upgrade your character are new force powers and new lightsaber stances.
I don't like the lightsaber stances.
I finally found 2 that I liked so I could switch between regularly. And then you have a perk system. And it's just like, there's just like, I love loot. I'm a big loot guy in RPGs and things like that. There's no good loot in this game because you're a Jedi. You use a lightsaber.
That's
like
it. Like,
there's no
here's a
lightsaber
brown-
axe
here's
or
a taupe robe
exactly.
and a brown robe.
That's exactly what it is. The stuff you collect is all cosmetic,
Yeah. I mean, they
and-
should do something with the kyber crystals. They should do something where it enhances your saber.
Well,
shoots laser
you can change
beams
the
or
color. You can change the color of your lightsaber.
yeah, but like you should be able to upgrade the crystal so it makes a shield or
Oh
makes
yeah,
you
that see
levitate.
now that would be freaking cool. But you
Yeah.
can't do that because that's not part of Star Wars canon.
Well,
So,
they need to fix that.
agreed.
Idiots.
But yeah, that's my only real criticism is I wish there was more ways to upgrade your character or have better loot is what I would say.
Basically, extend. The only thing you can do is swing your sword faster or expand your force powers. Maybe
Pretty much.
the
yeah.
range like
Yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, okay, now you can throw your lightsaber further.
Yeah.
Or now you can force push further, or pull
or-
3 enemies towards you at once,
Yeah.
or do a backflip and then throw your lightsaber, whereas before you couldn't do that, So it's part of the problem of having a
Takes
license.
out some of the fun. Yeah, takes some of the fun out of the mechanics and upgrade paths.
Yep.
Mm.
All right, Jaren, what have you been playing?
Oh, my typical shotgun approach. Played a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy. They updated that with ray reconstruction. Check that out a bit. I actually was getting into it a couple months ago. Played like 5 or 6 more hours. It's a solid game, were it not for the horrible stutters on the PC platform. But with the recent update, they put out user mods, which is cool. I talked about this on a previous episode. But they also updated PC graphics, and with ray reconstruction and the newest DLSS stuff, it looks so pristine. It's awesome.
Is it still stuttering real bad though?
With the 9800X3D, the stutters aren't nearly as bad. You still see them, but it's not game breaking like they were before. Played a bit of Doom Eternal last night. That game is tough. Holy cow. I'm now on level 8 or 9 out of 13, so I'm getting close to the end.
If you need to drop the difficulty, don't feel too bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Pansy.
So, you're right. You're right on.
Yeah.
Why would I ever think that?
Dude,
Yeah.
you're already short enough. You gotta play it on hard mode to make up for it.
Sulaco, which is a boomer shooter based off of the GZ Doom engine. That's an awesome game.
Sulaco's way cool.
Yeah, and it's so fun with the mouse and keyboard rather than a gamepad. For whatever reason, that game in particular, I really like using mouse and keyboard.
Yep.
Horizon Forbidden West, I am determined to beat that game, though I'm getting kind of bored of it. So I'm like 12 hours in.
Oh, you're not even close, dude.
What? Come on!
You're
I
you're
got my
almost out of the-
glider.
Dude, it's a 40+ hour game.
I know.
And
Why do
that's
they
if
make
you
'em
don't
so
do all the side
big?
quests. That's
Yeah,
only if you do
that's
like half the
base.
side quests.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing lately.
But it's worth playing. It's a fantastic game for sure. Lando, you been playing anything besides Balatro?
I do play games. In fact, not Balatro. So actually, I'm gonna. I know. I'm gonna put a plug in here for a website I found. I found a new blog that I've actually really enjoyed called Thinky Games. Think Y Games. Thinky Games. This is a blog for puzzle based games. Things like Myst, things like Fez, all kinds of puzzle games, right? And it reviews all these games and it sorts them by platform and different things like that. And I'm into the puzzle type games, right? So I found a game on this website called LOK Digital. It's for the phone, of course, because I'm a phone gamer, and I'm not gonna be shamed for that, Jaren. I know you're thinking it, but I'm not gonna be shamed. I play on my phone. And
Good
that's where
for
I play
you,
my
Lando.
games. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, if you
I
found
appreciate
games
that.
you like on the phone, go for it.
So this game called LOK Digital is actually a puzzle book, like a paper puzzle book, that they've converted into a game, a digital game, and it's a great little puzzle game. I've really been enjoying it. It's has letters, but it's not a word game per se. It's more of a logic puzzle game where you're trying to put the letters in correct places and sequences and correct ways and how to fill out the puzzle. It's super hard to explain, but if you have a phone, go get LOK Digital. It has a
Use this
demo for
website.
free.
Do these games usually cater to iPhone?
No. The all these games on the website, Thinky Games, all different platforms. You
Yeah,
can just
cool.
search by right Windows, Apple, Linux, Switch, PS5, Xbox, yada
Looking
yada.
at it right now, there's a lot of stuff on there.
A lot of good games, and they have awards and recommendations, and
Sometimes that's what you need when there's an excess of all those stuff to it. I need somebody to tell me if it's worth getting, because there's a lot of, separating the wheat from the chaff. Sometimes
and this
I'm
is
like,
this is that's why I like this. Is it separates the wheat from the chaff of puzzle type game. So if you're into puzzle
Yeah.
games, thinkygames.com is a great resource to go and find some games. So anyway, LOK Digital is the one I've been playing on my phone. I really want to get in the one I've been wanting to buy for a while. I'm kind of waiting for it to go on sale on Steam. It's a game called Return of the Obra Dinn.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a little bit of this game played, and it's one that's been on my list for a while.
It,
I'm just
won,
gonna grab it.
it won a lot of awards the year it came out. Very
Yeah.
highly regarded.
So anyway, that's the one's on my list. I'll probably get through playing through that soon. I found on this website there was one that they linked to. It's a web-based game, so it's free to play. It's a puzzle game called Akari, paper puzzle game. So think Sudoku is a paper puzzle game, but more variations of that type of genre. But the daily Akari is one they have turned into a little web page app. You go play it once a day, and it's just a little logic game you figure out. Keeps your brain in shape. Typically at lunch, I'll go through and I'll play the Wordle. I'll play the other New York Times games. I'll play the daily Akari.
Do you ever feel like you're stupid after playing Wordle and you fail though?
I don't fail very often.
Oh, okay, maybe just okay. Cool.
Sorry,
Way to
Ellen.
break it to him softly.
Sorry. I like these puzzle games, connections, strands, the crossword puzzles. Like these are my kind of games, right? They're not traditional games, and you don't need a 5090 to play them, but I have a great time with them. So yeah,
There
That's
are
my
dozens of you
I
out
wish
there.
I had my 5090.
No, the majority of gamers out there are mobile gamers.
It's true.
We are the uncommon ones.
Yep.
yep. And you know, I do admit that I probably should bring a little bit more of that to the show than I do. Sometimes I get lazy at the game show, but I want to do better there. And
I
maybe will.
appreciate your points of view because I don't get to game as much as I want on the PC, even though I have one. So
Speaking of which, Owen, what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a brand new game.
Halo?
But how'd you know? Let me tell you. It's a brand new game. So we got on this on Saturday. We cajoled Jaren into playing Halo with us.
I was there.
So
And-
here's how it went. Friday. You guys want to play some Halo tonight? Jaren, I would love to.
Oh
if
dang!
it
If it was
was
only
tomorrow.
and so
Oh, so not
And so,
tonight.
we carved it
All
out,
right,
didn't we?
Well, we'll play
So we-
tonight too, and then a little tomorrow. How about that?
So we got Jaren there, and we're playing Halo. We're having a great time, and I'm playing my normal Halo. This is Halo Sinfinite because this is not because what I'm playing now is Halo Infinite, and we're playing, and I say, oh yeah, I'm getting 60 FPS, and then we moved on, and it was a whole match later. Jaren, my savior Jaren, he was like, am I the only one not okay with Owen only getting 60 FPS? And
You guys let him go on for years like
We
this.
didn't know that he'd capped himself.
I've said 60 FPS in my ping like 100 times playing. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting like 60 FPS, 23
You have not.
milliseconds. Anyway, feels like I have. For the story's sake, I have. Because Jaren, because you don't, if you ever wonder if Jaren cares about you, he probably doesn't. But
Hey,
But I'll tell you what he does care about.
But he does care
frame
about
rates.
frame rates, my guy. And I'm I'm translating that. I'm putting that on to me because
Yeah.
you guys took the time,
Yeah.
Jaren in particular.
You big
I've been-
jerks.
I've been playing a brand new game. Let me just tell you right now. I didn't know Halo could play that well.
Oh, it's so
And it's-
smooth.
It's so good.
So did you end up capping it at 90 or do you?
Yeah, I went
Okay.
up to 144. No, I went up to 1. I turned off G-Sync,
Okay.
and it doesn't tear at all.
Because
and
your
then I can get the
GPU
full.
already maintain it at 140. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
So I've only had one slight issue, and it was during some really energetic scenes. But yeah, so playing that, really enjoying it. And then I've got back into Minecraft. I think I talked about this last time, but they released a new biome called the Pale Forest, and I've been sort of obsessed with it for Minecrafty reasons. You non-Minecraft players wouldn't really understand, but I have. Then I got on some weird, twisted path of I now go and mine all of the foliage off of trees of different kind and switch them around. And so now I've got like so for you Minecraft players that are listening, I have a giant spruce, you know, when you plant 4 trees together that has all cherry blossom leaves. And so I'm switching all the foliage around. I've also decided to make a giant world tree in Minecraft.
Nice.
So
You're
it'll
gonna make an
be.
Yggdrasil?
Yep.
Nice.
I'm trying, but I'm not following a template for that. But we'll see. I'll probably just tear it down. Waste hours of my life. Days of my life. Sorry.
All right.
Anyway, that's it.
Very cool. Okay, that is the end of today's episode. But before we go, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. We really appreciate all of your donations, and Lando has a little more information on that.
Yep, $1 super secret Discord. The whole enchilada show, both shows plus the in between early ad free. $6. Jaren says stuff for you, live on the air every show. And I want to give a shout out to you $6 backers. You're not letting me down. However, I do think you could push the boundaries just a little more than you are. Jaren, do it.
Big thank you to David Roshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and a Twinkie Wiener Sandwich. Thank you, guys.
That was good.
Bubba Beauregard, Jason Eatman. Special thanks to our patron saint, Elon Musk.
Ugh.
No. Nope.
Hello, Governor, Be the 8-year-old, Cheerleader, So-and-so, What's-Her-Face, and the Ugly One. Kyle Lando's the Patreon simp, Smart Fart, Tony the Excel and Power Apps nerd. Travis Johnson says, buy Arcade Help Desk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. They're shorter. Are you happier now, Lando? Jeremy, No Name, No Color. Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 20. Yo, VIP, let's kick it. Drop that 0 and get with the hero. DP, Brother Blando, Elizabeth Calsodium only wishes he was as cool as Lang.
Yep.
Wesley, name generated by ChatGPT. Stuart Lloyd, everyone has an excuse, but only the guilty use it. And finally, so-and-so.
All right.
you,
Thank you
guys.
so much, Patreon
Thank you.
backers. You're awesome. Okay. We'll see you next week. Thanks for downloading and making it to the end, if you did indeed. Owen, finish us off. Take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.